welcome everybody to the March 24th, 2026 meeting of the Abington Conservation Commission. The time is 6:30 p.m. My name is Lynn Mullen. I'm the chair of the commission and I'll be presiding over the meeting this evening. The meeting is being recorded for broadcast by the Abington Community Access and Media Incorporated. Is anyone else recording the meeting? No? Okay. The other members of the commission that are here tonight on Zoom, we have Jean Matiosis, Richard Smith, John Norton, Chris O'Neill, and then assisting the commission, we have our conservation agent, Nick Jenks. And just as a reminder, all documentation that has to have been submitted to the commission at least 1 week prior to tonight's hearing. We'll be happy to accepting documentation tonight, but it will have to be continued for that hearing so we can give us, as a commission, time and the public time to review the new materials. So I'm just going to briefly explain how we're going to run the meeting tonight. So the applicant, property representative, owner, whoever it is, they'll come up to the podium, introduce themselves, give us their address, and if they have a presentation, they'll give it at that time. The commission will then ask questions about the clarification or other means. After that, I'll open it up to the floor for public comment. If you are a member of the public, you also should go up to the podium and give your name and address. And once we finish the public comment, we'll bring it back to the commission for discussion. And at that point, we won't be taking any additional public comments unless the commission asks for them. So for each project or anything on our agenda, we may take action the evening or we could continue it to a future meeting. And finally, because our recording equipment doesn't pick up overlapping voices very well, I do ask that everyone speaks one at a time. Okay. All right. First up, we have the meeting minutes. So we have December 9th, 2025. Has everybody had time to look them over? Any changes?
Yes.
Any changes?
I haven't changed.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'll ask for a motion.
Motion to approve December 9th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second.
All right. And we'll go ahead and do a roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Richard? John?
Aye.
And Chris?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. All right, next, January 13th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I think I'll abstain from that because I don't believe I was at that meeting.
Okay.
Make a motion to accept January 13th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
Okay. All right, so we'll have the roll call. Jean, you've abstained. Rich?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous. Great. All right, moving on to business. SC 0840555, discussion on invasive species management plan, project located at 412 Summer Street. So Jeff, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yes, so last meeting, we obviously talked about having, putting together a contract so that we could move forward as I'm, clearly stated, I'm looking for the certificate of compliance before all of this work will, be completed over the next 2 years. So we were able to get a contract. I kind of put a path together of my thoughts for how we would get to the end here with, the next couple meetings that we have before my project timeline. Sent that off to Nick. He, I believe, forwarded it to you, Lynn, to kind of see if you were in agreement with that path. And it sounds like the response I got was yes. So I did get that contract. I sent it over. And my purpose of this meeting is to see if you guys have any comments. So that when we get to the next meeting, which I believe is the 14th, I'll have, an executed contract over to you, a week ahead of time so you guys could see that. And then I could get my certificate of compliance on that 14th, or I'm not quite sure the process, to be honest with you. I was going to look for a little clarification on that, but that's my goal. So today's step to, reiterate is to see if there's any comments so that I can adjust before that next meeting.
Any questions?
Nope.
I think one thing I'd like to see added to it is just a report coming to the commission after the two different treatments. And then probably one follow-up at the end of that 27 growing season. So I guess 3 reports total on it.
Right. Well, the other question is what happens after the 2 years is up. That was something that we discussed at the site walk. I know that you're not going to be involved with that, Jeff. It will be whoever is involved in that company. But you had talked about the site walk, how you were going to talk to them and coordinate something.
Yeah, my understanding is the order conditions, goes well past the duration of the construction project. So
Yeah.
that's, the ownership entity owns whatever, maintenance is required as part of that and that you guys are looking for. So they're obviously compliant to that and willing to do what is needed. So it's hard to say from their perspective after talking to them, and honestly from mine, what's going to happen after the 2 years. I think we need to, unless you guys have a different understanding, I think we kind of need to cross that bridge when we get there, see how the remediation has gone over 2 years. And it's my understanding you guys still have jurisdiction, so those conversations will need to be had at that time, and that's part of the ownership of the property at that point in the ongoing maintenance. So if you're looking for anything above and beyond, I guess I would need to know what that is. But the dialogue, I don't. My understanding is it doesn't end when my construction project does. It's just, transitions to a different phase, and it goes from more, ongoing work to maintenance, is my understanding, so.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I'm just, we haven't had a dialogue with them ourselves, so I don't even know who to contact to talk to them about it. I think it would be good for them to know what they're taking on and have the dialogue started with us as soon as possible.
So what do you guys, sorry, so what do you guys want to, do you want me to kind of connect on an email, or how do you guys want to make that connection and transition from me to them?
Yeah, email introduction sounds good to me, and then we can take it from there.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. I will do that, most likely tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
And Nick, I couldn't quite make out what your request was. Could you repeat that for me, or just so I'm
Just some,
on the contract?
yeah, would you normally get a report from the, it would be Water and Wetland issuing the report, after their treatment in 2026, 2027, and then kind of a wrap up at the end of that 27 growing season in the fall. They should be going back out, taking a look to see if it's been successfully, treated, or if there's really a need for follow-up, rather than the commission going out and hunting around for it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they could provide that. Is that something you're saying you would like to see written in there, kind of amended in the language of what I sent over?
Yeah,
Just
that'd
to be
be
clear?
best, just to make it clear.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be planning to issue a report anyway, so
Yeah, they probably assumed that they were
Very-
doing it, but it'd be nice just
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more, I guess, comments or questions in terms of that? And, if I execute that and send that over to you guys prior to the other meeting, is that, I guess, are we in agreement, with the changes that Nick stated? Is that satisfactory for you guys, to get the certificate of compliance? I did, as part of that email I sent Nick, I was going to request a final site walk with you guys either end of next week or early the following. So you guys could have before the 14th meeting, you guys could come out and check it out for yourself, as well. We did finish the final paving today. So the only thing that's in the area anywhere near the wetlands is we're going to be doing line striping tomorrow, and then our work anywhere near the wetland area is done. We just have some small plantings near the building.
I just have a quick question because I wasn't privy to the proposal that you had submitted. Is that the description here in the pre-treatment survey? It covers just Japanese knotweed. Was there any other invasive species out there, Lynn, that we were concerned about, like multiflora rose or anything? Or was it strictly just the Japanese knotweed?
Knotweed was the only thing that had been mentioned. They're going to go back
Okay.
out there in, I think, sometime this summer and do a more extensive survey. And I believe
Okay.
that's in the
That was my
plan.
question to you,
Yeah.
because, I'm pretty sure that, I can't go back 2-3 years to remember what we actually saw out there when we were out there, so. All right, thank you. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Yeah, just to clarify timeline on that, their survey is scheduled for sometime in May is when they estimated they'd be able to do it. So
Excellent.
they'll come out there in May. It's an invasive species survey. So right now, obviously, we have the Japanese knotweed identified, and that's what we are planning to cover, but that is subject to change as the survey results come back. And, you know, I think it's kind of ever evolving until we get that survey. But yeah, if that answers your question.
It does. Thank you very much.
Any other comments?
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, so I don't think we need to vote for this.
No, Jeff just wanted the
Yeah.
chance to run it by everyone, so.
Okay. All right, good. We'll look forward to that, Jeff, and see you,
Okay.
I guess, at a site walk.
Yeah, site walk.
Yeah, I'll send an email out. Is that okay for you guys? And to get that scheduled, Nick, I'll add you and Lynn. I can include you on the correspondence there. And then again, if there's anything else needed for me to submit prior to getting the certificate of compliance, you know, let me know. I can send over any documentation. I'm not sure what it would be, but get that over to you guys ahead of time so that on the 14th, again, assuming everything's in order, you guys would be able to. I don't know how it works, but give the certificate of compliance. Is that something that, you know, if you're in agreement, I would get that meeting? Or if you don't mind explaining how that process works, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, for a project this size, Jeff, it's generally an engineer who submits the request for the certificate of compliance. It's a standard form with plans showing, you know, the as-built site and everything as it is. This kind of, I think we got a checklist online for it.
Do
Maybe
we?
not for that one, but
I have to, I don't know if we have the checklist for that.
generally we end up with a narrative from the engineer who oversaw it, and then an as-built with the site, and then the standard WPA form requesting the certificate of compliance. And there's a fee associated too, I don't know off the top of my head.
All right, well, I'll probably include that in the email correspondence just so I can do some digging and you guys can, just to make sure that I can get that squared away prior to that. If you guys don't mind, you know, helping me out with that, that would be appreciated.
Yep,
Sounds good, Jim.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate it. If you guys have no more questions, thank you for the time, and I will look to schedule that site walk shortly.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, SEO 840580, request for certificate of compliance filed by Laura Ernst, Massachusetts Electric Company, project located at 1103 Plymouth Street.
All right, good evening, everybody. For the record, Nate Goshgarian with LEC Environmental. So as you just mentioned, we filed a COC, which stems back to a notice of intent, which was issued back March 2025. This was issued as an emergency replacement for a telephone pole, which caught on fire basically in 2024. So we're currently almost within 2 years of that initial event. The order of condition contained 2 seasons for monitoring the vegetation directly around the pole, which was for the most part BVW. So that, I believe, expires in May 2027. Basically what happened is there's another project that popped up directly adjacent to the original project. And I believe that the commission had discussed this and decided to close the original order and contain that last bit of monitoring of vegetation within the new order of conditions. So close the initial one to enable the second one to be opened.
Right. Anybody have any questions?
You know, it looks like the restored wetland area looks really good.
I'm a little confused by
Yeah.
some of the pictures,
Sure,
though.
yeah, the perspectives are definitely different. I was just double checking because I think
Okay.
I may have overheard somebody mention that.
Yeah.
But the poles, I think I actually took most of these pictures last year.
Okay.
But to whoever just was speaking, that robust kind of bounce back happened pretty quickly within the first few months of the seeding. So I can personally attest to the fact that there was robust growth very quickly within that vicinity of the
It
poles.
probably is like the areas the photos were taken, because if we look at photo 2A, it says restored wetland area with new pole background, and then photo 3A, disturbed wetland near pole, and it's on the same date. So I was kind of confused about, are we looking at a different area or?
Yeah, it's
view
definitely
of
pulled
that
back
pole?
a little bit, and that pole is in the far background.
So when we're looking at this piece, this one, where is that disturbed area?
So this pole right here that you're pointing to would be this pole back here. So the second one, different season, pulled back, I think, directly south of that pole. So that second picture, you know,
Photo 3A.
might not pick up the,
For 3A.
yeah,
Is, and
yeah, it would be
where in
this
this
pole
one?
up here. And then the next
That one right
page
there.
has the immediate area, which was originally photographed, basically denuded of vegetation. And then this was taken about, you know, several months after the initial impacts to that vegetation.
Okay, so that's the one area that didn't bounce back on 3A. Because it's still exposed.
That was like the initial assessment, but I think it probably been out there 2 or 3 times since that
Okay.
originally occurred. So I would say overall, it's done a great job bouncing back. This is the initial kind of depiction
Yeah.
of what initially occurred. So,
Okay.
which is a little patchy. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah,
But since then, it's filled in quite nicely.
okay. Yeah, Nick and I went out there, it's been a year. It was last.
Yeah, I think it was
Last year, and it looked really good.
Good. That's great.
Okay. All right. No questions from the commission?
No questions.
Okay. Anyone in the public? Okay, bringing it back to the board.
Make a motion for SE 084-0580 to issue a certificate of compliance.
Second.
Okay, roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous. Great, thank you.
Thanks for your time, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next, we have SC 0840588, notice of intent filed by John Stone, Abington DPW, to install rain garden to capture and treat previously untreated stormwater project located at 500 Glenowitz Way.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Nick Christopher with Comprehensive Environmental, or CEI, and we are working with the town of Abington DPW on a proposed water quality improvement project located just outside, actually. So I'm just going to kind of rip through this pretty quickly. I think it's relatively straightforward, and then I'll open it for questions. So that being said, so the town of Abington is one of over 200 communities in Massachusetts that is subject to the EPA NIPD's, or National Pollutant Discharge and Elimination System, Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, or MS4 Phase 2 permit. It's also abbreviated as the MS4 Phase 2 permit. And essentially what EPA's purpose under this permit is to strive to improve water quality. And they outline 6 different minimum control measures, again, all designed to improve water quality, such as by removing illicit discharges, such as illegal connections from sewer system into the drainage system, as well as hopefully promoting some retrofits at certain municipal properties. So we're now in year 8, actually, of permit compliance, and we've been working with the town on a whole number of compliance items over the years, and I'm proud to say that the town is in very good shape. And then amongst the many, many items we've been working on is under the town's TMDL impaired waters requirements. The town is located within the Mount Hope Bay watershed, which is impaired for phosphorus, and the French Stream watershed, which is, French Stream is impaired for phosphorus, Mount Hope Bay is impaired for nitrogen. And under the permit, the town is required to identify some high priority locations and essentially construct a stormwater improvement water quality best management practice designed to improve water quality through the removal of phosphorus and nitrogen. So we went through an exercise and we looked at a whole bunch of town-owned properties, probably 3 years or so ago now. And 2 of the locations were identified. One is in Arnold Park and one is right outside. And the function of these BMPs is they need to improve water quality, but EPA realized that funding is tight for many communities. So they didn't say that you need to go remove X pounds of phosphorus or nitrogen or treat a certain amount of area. They simply said you need to demonstrate that you have made something as an improvement project that ideally the public can go see. So those are 2 of the reasons why we picked A, right outside, and B, over on Arnold Park. So that's kind of the background. So what we're looking at doing is out sort of back to the side where the that electric charging unit is that was installed a few years ago. There's an existing grassed area where the catch basin located right next to it. So right now, that catch basin collects water and discharges out behind the town hall into I believe at one point was a stormwater BMP, which now is a wetland area, as far as I can tell. We did go delineate the wetlands, and it's wetlands back there. So, so we're looking at removing some of that existing disturbed grass area, picking up that catch basin a little bit to allow the stormwater to flow instead of into the catch basin into the proposed fire retention area. From there, it will flow down through a filter media and then into a subdrain, which will then flow into that same catch basin and go out where it does now. So basically what we're looking at doing is right now, rather than having that flow discharge directly out into the wetland area, it's going to go into our BMP, get treated. The existing catch basin will be for overflow, and that will get us our water quality improvements. All work is actually proposed just within buffer zone. We're not proposing anything within the wetland area itself. We filed an NOI anyway. I think we could have probably done an RDA, but we did an NOI. So we are treating just under the half-inch volume of stormwater that goes to that particular location, and we are impacting just under 1,600 square feet of buffer area. So, questions? I mean, I could talk about this forever, but I've tried to be cognizant of people's time on these kinds of projects, so, questions?
So is the 1,600 the whole work, or is that the final size of the project?
That is essentially our area of disturbance. So
Okay.
so it's the footprint of the BMP, and then we have some area outside of it for like relocate the electric line. There'll be some disturbance in the pavement itself. So that's the area of disturbance.
Okay.
Earth disturbing activities, I guess you could say.
So in terms of it being something you demonstrate to the public, how does that work? Do we advertise that and say, hey, Abington residents, come on down, take a look? Or-
Yeah, so what we've done on a number of other locations where we've done this is we actually pulled together a kiosk. And it's a graphical, it's these plans, but very graphical with some explanation that says basically stormwater comes through here, it gets filtered down there and goes out. There's some background information on water quality, and that has been very well received because, again, it kind of takes your plans and puts it into something that hopefully the average person can understand. And we are doing that here as well.
Okay. Nick, do you know of any plans to advertise this to the community?
I don't know of anything currently.
Okay.
I assume once both projects are done, then
We are
I'll put it out there a little more.
we are tentatively looking at bidding the project probably in May.
Okay.
So I would imagine construction will probably be early fall or thereabouts.
Early fall, okay.
What's the turnaround time for this project?
The construction duration?
Yes,
This project, I bet, I mean, they will probably be here for 2-3 weeks because there tends to be different crews here and there, but I mean, realistically, probably 7 days of construction, something like that, spread out.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So in terms of the plantings, who's monitoring that to make sure they're successful? And is that like a 2-year thing, or is it forever?
We can coordinate with DPW. I mean, they're kind of the ones that are kind of spearheading this project because they're really doing most of the MS4 compliance. So one thing that we do though for the town is we actually inspect all of the town's stormwater BMPs annually because it's required under the permit. So at worst, everything we get inspected annually. But I mean, certainly right after construction, we usually like to see a couple of years of inspections periodically, like say every 6 months to make sure the vegetation is taking.
Okay.
But at worst, every year.
Okay. And there's going to be reports that are generated,
We generate a report, yes.
and those can be shared with the commission?
Yep.
Okay. I do appreciate that discussion about not having cultivars or nativars, and there's a lot of very good detail in here about that, which I do appreciate.
I will relay it to the non-engineers that worked on this project.
Yes, no, it was very well done.
Thank you.
I was And I think there were other things in here that were just laid out really nicely. It made it easy for me to understand what you guys were doing, and
Great.
I do
I always appreciate it.
that. I
Thank
do
you.
appreciate that. Anybody else? Jean?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Any members of the public? No? Okay, bring you back to the board. Wait, I should ask, is there anything else you want to share?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Motion.
Yes.
Make a motion for SE 084-0588 for the project at 500 Glenowitz Way. Do we need a notice of intent?
The notice of intent.
Yeah, it's a no, you know.
Okay.
You don't have to say it, I suppose. You can say notice of intent.
To approve the notice of intent
Install a rain garden.
To install rain garden.
to install the rain garden and capture treatment previous stormwater for 500 Glenowitz Way.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Jean?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Unanimous. All
Thank you
right.
for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, notice of intent filed by Nicole White to construct 900 square foot detached accessory dwelling unit with wood deck and access ramp, project located at 65 Block Street. So just a note, before we begin, we don't have our SEO number yet, so we won't be able to approve this tonight. We checked our email.
Unless you have it.
Unless you have it.
I will be typing as we I'm gonna try
Okay.
to find it.
Okay.
Um,
I think Nick checked and he didn't see it.
I wish I knew. I would have called them and
Are we able to approve pending a number or no?
Yes.
what time did you check the website?
Just a couple minutes ago,
All right.
right before the meeting.
All right. Anyway, I'll present. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Captain Grady from Grady Consulting, representing the applicant for the notice of intent at 65 Block Street. As you noted, it's the project is for the construction of an accessory dwelling unit on a single-family lot of record. The wetlands resource area was delineated by John Zimmer.
Excuse me, can I just ask, I know it's difficult being from home, but can you speak into your mic, please?
Sure.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's really hard to hear from home because he keeps turning and looking and pointing at his map, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm not hearing him.
I moved it closer.
Sorry.
No worries. Excuse me for,
Is that better now, Jean?
yeah, can you hear me?
What he's been saying?
Gene's having trouble.
Yeah, I think so.
They'll have trouble.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good check.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Okay. Wetlands resource areas were delineated by John Zimmer, South River Environmental. There's a bordering vegetated wetland to the rear of the property here. There's a perennial river to the west, and there's an intermittent stream to the north. We did actually have that labeled on sheet 2 of the site plan. Under the wetlands protection regulations, intermittent streams and perennial streams are one of the criteria for defining them or delineating them is the USGS map. Sheet 2 here, a portion of the stream is shown as perennial, and then there's also an intermittent stream. We talked about that at the site walk, so I just wanted to bring that up. I only had sheet 1 with me, I guess.
Can
So,
I address that now? Or-
sure.
So is there a way that you could put just the intermittent stream buffer on the plan?
Is there a buffer?
I don't know. Or for intermittent streams?
No. There's no buffer to an intermittent stream. The bordering vegetated wetland has the buffer. It's bordering the intermittent
It's
stream.
bordering that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The proposed project is a 900 square foot ADU, shown here in the brown rectangle. We're not proposing any work within the 25-foot no disturb zone, as shown on here. There is a shed currently on the property that the owner would like to relocate or reconstruct just outside the 35-foot no disturb zone. It currently is partially within it. So the building is located within the buffer zone, within an area that was previously developed lawn area, and it's been set back to meet the standard setback requirements in the Abington regulations. We're proposing erosion control silt sock at the down gradient portion of the property. We're leaving just enough room to have some access during construction to actually construct the building. We're currently proposing Bigfoot footings instead of a foundation because of the potential presence of ledge. So the excavation and work will take place between the 35 and the 100-foot buffer zone. Pretty straightforward project. I'll be happy to take any questions. I don't really have much more to add there. We gave you all your tables, all the areas, all that information. We staked the lot, color-coded stakeout sheet was provided, et cetera.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to say, I think that this was probably a very nice, clear plan, and I appreciate you doing the highlighting as the NOI checklist indicates. The limit of work area is good to see. The USGS map, the topography screen, I think when you use it in Mass Mapper, it does show that intermittent stream within that wetland. I actually called DEP on that because just looking at Mass Mapper, it's very hard to see the dotted line. So they had suggested when you go into Mass Mapper to also look for the drop down for the USGS map, and it does help a lot. So I appreciate that. I did have a question on the existing site conditions, and maybe my fellow commissioners, because I believe you guys were out there for a site walk earlier today. Mm-hmm. I had a question about the chain link fence that's on the plan.
It's
Was that-
existing. Yeah, it's there already.
It is existing?
Yeah,
It is?
yeah.
Okay. That was my question. So it's pre-existing, okay.
And they're planning on putting the signs right behind the fence.
Behind the fence, but the fence goes all the way to the end of the wetland line, right?
Well, just
The
imagine
sign,
just 20 years from now, someone's like, I don't want a fence anymore. And
yeah,
then-
but I thought that the wetland conservation signs go at the 25-foot no disturb.
They barely have
Right.
any room for anything back there. So,
I gotcha.
yeah, there's just,
Okay, not being able to go on a sidewalk, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you and your set of eyes looking at that. Thank you.
yeah,
The fence seems like a pretty reasonable spot for them.
yeah, yeah,
It'd be unrealistic to move that forward.
They're protected
Yeah.
on the other side of the fence,
yeah, it's,
too.
yeah. So
Okay.
they have a big trampoline and some other fun things for children that are out there,
Gotcha.
and they're not,
Yeah.
they are barely gonna, I mean, to me, it looks like they're barely gonna be able to fit that stuff back there once
Oh, boy.
this is, but
Okay.
the shed to me looked pretty big, and they're
Yeah,
moving that
but no,
over,
this
so.
was a nice plan.
Thank
If
you.
we get all nice plans like that, it would make our lives easier. So thank you on that, Kevin.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Again, it was hard for me to judge just looking at this plan because we did have another project on the same road, And, I was trying to envision what it looked like, so thank you. I appreciate that, Lynn and Nick.
Sure. John and Rich were also there, so maybe they have more,
Oh, thank you, John and Rich, too. I did
You're
not know
welcome.
that. Okay, thank you.
maybe they have more they want to describe about the walk.
No, ultimately, I mean, it seems like a very straightforward project. I think the signs on the other side of the fence are the appropriate spot. I know, doing yard work and whatnot, it'd be a pain in the neck to have it on the inside, so I think it's, best and reasonable and looks good.
And it's very wet back there.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the soil reports, which I appreciate.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
soil and the hydrology that came in, so that was good.
yeah.
Well, we've had, what, 8
No.
inches of rain over the last
Little
week
bit of
and a
snow.
half, So,
Yeah,
with snow melt.
Snow and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was with the, when they did the delineation, I think it was in November, last November?
Yeah, it's 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was good to see the soil analysis. Thank you.
Thanks.
Looks like a nice little ADU.
You guys don't care about the architectural, but
I mean, be like,
Sorry?
we'll show the architecturals more to the planning board.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay.
So, all around good plan. So we're just waiting on the SE number, right?
Yes.
Can't vote that
Unless we
subject
have some
to?
other things.
Yeah.
we got nothing. Can we vote
Would
that
that be
subject
something
to?
we could do, Lynn, subject to?
I think we can. I don't know if we can.
We're just waiting assignment on it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
On the back.
they do kind of a quick review too. I don't know if we want to wait. I don't
We
think
sh-
Kevin would need to come back for it, but
If they come back with comments and say, whoa, you need to do X, Y, or Z,
There's
then that would be
occasionally-
an issue.
something, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see that being an issue here, but it's something I think we should consider.
It hasn't gone with the planning board yet.
They're going to planning April 9th. Our next meeting is the 14th. Might be best just to
That would be fine.
kick this till then.
I'll
and-
call DEP and find out what's going on
Yeah.
there.
It would shock me if we didn't have an SC number by then.
yeah.
This one's actually been a little slower than usual already.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's an issue with the
So-
process. I checked
Out or
in,
something like that.
go to the right place or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Okay.
So
usually
you're
money.
going in on the 9th, and then we have a meeting on the 14th. So if we wait until then to say yay, it's not going to hold you up
Okay,
too much, right?
That's fine.
It's
Yep,
just
no
less than a
problem.
week. Yeah.
I agree. If they have a comment, then we'll be able to address it.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
if
anticipate it.
not, then it would be just really super like a minute.
Yeah, and you guys
For
don't feel
us.
the need for Kevin to come to the next meeting?
Yeah.
Assuming
No,
nothing comes
yeah,
up?
As
Yeah.
long as we get the number, if we're all kind of in favor of it now.
There's no significant
Oh, we
changes
have
from
to
the
do
planning
the
board.
order of conditions as
The
well
order
that
of
night, right?
conditions, yeah, we'd
Yeah.
have to do that then,
Yep.
but that wouldn't take long.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
That makes sense.
Before we do that, we should ask if there's anybody in the public have any questions? No? Okay, bringing it back to the board. Any more thoughts? No? Okay, so go ahead and ask for a motion.
April 14th was our,
Okay, motion
We'll
to continue it,
continue.
right?
Yeah.
We'll make a motion to continue the notice of intent for 65 Block Street till April 14th meeting
6:30 PM.
at 6:30 PM.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call, Jean?
Aye.
Okay, Rich?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. All right, see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, update on enforcement order for 22 Helm Street. So I don't know, has anyone contacted you about that, Nick? Have you heard anything from the property owner?
I did
or
hear
anything?
the snow was removed. I went out and saw that it was. I haven't had anything else aside from that from them on progress.
Okay. Sounds good.
Did they remove it or did it melt?
I believe it was removed.
I did see vehicles there shortly thereafter, just casually going down 18.
Yeah, I think we gave them a Friday deadline. I went out on the Monday and it was cleared out of there. And many other places still had snow.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, good. Oh, I thought I heard somebody make, okay. Is there any members of the public who would like to speak? Please.
Hi, I'm William Creighton, 53 Vineyard Road in Abington. I have a few comments about the property. One is in 2008, there was a notice of intent filed with the Conservation Commission about a building that was proposed to be built on the site. It was never built. So there's no certificate of compliance on that notice of intent. So I was wondering if we could get that from the applicant. Because there's significant filling on the property. We heard at the last Conservation Committee meeting, there was 240 cubic yards of fill brought in, which in fact there was 640 cubic yards of fill brought in, documented by some other meeting minutes for the planning board. You even said that in some areas, the fill would be 16 feet deep, which is pretty significant near the wetlands. And as my neighbors could tell you, right now, we still have water in our backyards. Some of the grass is underwater. So all that fill has altered the water runoff in the area. So a couple of things I would like to see be done if could. The resource area should be delineated and flagged and file a new RDA or NOI for the site with all this new fill. Have the wetlands botanist identify and flag current wetlands for the property in the filing. And I have copies of statements here from the planning board meeting minutes to show that with 640 cubic yards of fill brought in, but it's not documented what type of fill. With that amount of fill, there should be documents saying where to come from. Is it contaminated? Is it clean? Does it have debris? There was one statement, the fill had, in one of the meetings, there was riprap, tailings, and porous asphalt in the fill, but no documents, just comments. We did receive a permit for the additional 400 cubic yards of fill from the planning board 6 years ago, but the requirements from the planning board has never been met, like where does it say here? The Abington Conservation Commission never received a permit for these 400 additional yards of fill. But it's going to is beside the wetland buffer zone in the wetlands. The conservation never approved of this type of fill being brought in the property. At the planning board meeting on August 3rd, 2020, Mr. Smith, the chairman, responded to a question, what would happen if Mr. Noonan did not get Conservation Commission permission for this fill? And Mr. Smith stated the permit would not be valid and he would have to remove the fill. But the fill is still there. I understand it was during COVID, so things did take a back seat with all that, but now I'd like if the board could renew interest in it. So I can give you a copy of this, but I also have an additional letter that I sent to the Abington Conservation Commission in December of 2021. DEP did a site walk on the property, and it was quite a discussion of what occurred on the property and what the decisions of the DEP came up with, but nothing's been done. And I have that document I could give the board to, if you'd like to review that at some point.
Yeah, if you want to submit something for the file, I can take it.
Yeah, so I could, plenty of copies. Couple. So again, that's submitted exactly like that in 2021. Basically, this is a copy of the letter and other documents I just referenced in my little speech here. Unfortunately, I don't think I only have 4 copies of that one.
We have some we have.
They have a second letter, and the
Oh, the
second,
second one.
I only have 4 copies of it.
All right, thank you.
There's only 4 copies of that one, so.
Nick, can you send me copies of these in an email, please?
No problem, Gene.
No,
Thank you.
at the last meeting, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Creighton, I'm sorry.
At the last meeting, you talked about 7 days to, it was a 7-day deadline to perform some action. I forget the exact action.
I think that one was remove the snow.
Remove the snow.
But then we had
The snow
something
was
else for
3
15.
days, I think. 'cause
The
it
snow was
like
3.
Friday. And then,
There was something for 7 days and something for 30 days.
there was removal
Vehicles. Sediment control.
Erosion control.
And sediment control, yeah.
Erosion
March
control is
17th. Vehicles by the 25th.
Yeah.
I was wondering if any of those actions have been completed by the property owner?
Not that has been reported to me. But I haven't been on site this week.
We can go check.
And tomorrow's the 25th.
Tomorrow's the
Okay, tomorrow's the
25th,
day.
so that's the deadline.
Yep.
Okay. And check to see if that's put up.
Okay, that's about all I have. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
So just to be clear, the enforcement order does tell them, the owner, that he has to hire a wetland scientist to do a delineation and that he has to restore. So there's no filing of an RDA or an NOI once you've gone through and you've made a disturbance to the wetland. The only thing that you can do is put it back. You can't come in after the fact and said, oh, I want to do this, because if we say yes to that, that could be taken implicitly that we're going to approve it. And just so you guys know, that happened in the past, and a conservation commission and an applicant were in court for 10 years because of that impression. So DEP has told us to never allow sort of an after-the-fact NOI or RDA for just when something's been disturbed and there's been no permit.
Okay.
So that's in there. I don't
Right.
remember the exact dates when he's
May
supposed to.
1st is when we're supposed to have a plan submitted.
Okay,
And then I think from there, we usually establish more of the timeline on restoration.
right.
So that, would that restoration include removing all that fill? In theory, yep.
They'd have to delineate like where actually.
And basically,
the line
put it back the
is.
way it was and then start from scratch.
Figure out where the jurisdiction ends and
Yeah.
then go over from there.
I mean, if you, in the second letter there is the contact name at DEP, Greg
I don't have the
deceased,
second
or
letter.
something like that?
This is our, I think he's now a director or something, or he retired. I can't remember.
Okay,
I know he's not in his position. I think he got promoted,
all right.
but,
But he did the site walk, and
Yeah.
he had a lot of comments about the property. So I don't know if you could contact him with his thoughts, look at his files or something like that.
yeah. Yeah, you had sent me the documents and I forwarded them over to Nick, but I don't think Nick had a time to look at it.
I haven't gone through those yet, you
Yeah,
know.
and forward it. But Jean doesn't have copies of this, so we can just send those out
Yeah,
to the
absolutely.
commission. Okay.
The,
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay. So we'll go ahead and wait. Well, you're gonna go out there and check.
Yeah, I'll go take a peek.
Okay,
I want to
and
put this
then-
on the next meeting too.
Yeah, because all the cars are supposed to,
Yeah, by
cars and the
tomorrow,
boats. yeah.
Said 25th, right?
And
which I
then
haven't heard about any progress on it.
And what day was the equipment supposed to be moved?
The 25th.
20.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I thought that was erosion control.
No, that was the 17th, I believe. That should already be in.
Yep.
Sure, it'll be done.
This was done
Wanted in
between
place prior to
19
the
and,
vehicles moving.
sorry.
17th was.
No, I mean, I knew, because I have written 3 days for snow removal. Okay, I'm off a week, right, 7 days erosion control. That was the 17th,
Yep,
and then the 15th. Okay,
25th.
the 20th, so that erosion control should be up.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, I'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting, make sure that all has been done.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. All right, next up, unless we have any other, Jean, do you have anything else you want to say about this?
On the 22 Helm Street property,
Yeah.
if we got an open NOI on it from 2008, shouldn't we request that they submit a COC so we can get rid of that and not have it there?
I mean,
It'd be best
Want to talk
practice.
about that
It's,
at the next meeting or something?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
it's long expired.
Shouldn't we
They
have
can't.
outstanding. Sorry?
It's long expired. They can't use it to do work. They certainly should request a COC for their own benefit. We can ask them to, but it's not like we have something hanging out there that could lead to something happening.
No, but it's just that last time I was at the town hall, which was last year, just working on the outstanding COCs, and I hope the paperwork's still there, because I did have some with numbers on it saying they did file, but again, that was just the first thing that popped into my mind.
Yeah, it would certainly be nice to clean that up too.
Procedurally, how's that work? They request the
They have to ask. for it.
compliance, but we say no, right?
There's a box to check that no work happened.
yeah.
Got it.
So the project wasn't done, and so that's it.
Yeah, they're just
It
asking
just
to
wasn't
remove.
happened. It's usually open,
You record
shut.
the order conditions, so you want to record something taking it off your property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you have
Yeah,
that
so-
on you, there's like, you can't get a mortgage or.
Yeah.
Because of that
Well,
one.
it's
It
gonna,
always
it's
pops
gonna
up
come
when
up
when
at
it's
the very
inconvenient, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you
Because of
did
the last
come back
one,
and
you
say, I
check
want to
that,
do
because-
something, then you'd have to file a new NOI, and then that have to get closed out.
But we're not by saying, my concern was we're not saying it's okay that Phil went in there by
Correct.
doing that. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that's a separate.
That's a separate issue.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Oh, sure. Okay, so we'll move on to discussion on public outreach. So John had an idea regarding the pamphlets
Oh, yes.
that we have. And I know that we Justin made those a long time ago. And your idea, do you want to?
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I know there's a lot of questions on the conservation and a lot of people, and I think we originally got this out to reach out to the public on what, the conditions and things you can and build on your house and different things like that. I noticed that on the last elections, I know we had, the Board of Health had, like, the projects where they had, when they're having the pickup of the garbage and stuff like that, and different schedules and questions like that. I mean, if we had that, just to outsource, like a research to give to, residents that are homeowners to, just give them a little idea of what what we made the pamphlet for. I mean, that would be a good outreach to, give them, that thing. So I'm not sure how much we've had printed or anything along those lines, but I think it would just be a good tool for residents to have. So we, it's at least, I know we have stuff at the town hall, but if someone actually has the physical pamphlets in their hands, they'll know, okay, I can't build here, dump here, or, do whatever restrictions that we have on, on the town. It's just a good resource for, the townspeople and people that own property in the town to have.
So a town meeting type of thing?
Yes, yes.
Because I know that they usually have that table where they have.
Yeah, like if the elections, when you go at the elections, they usually have where you check in, there's
Yeah.
a table there usually, and they'll have like, different things along with the town, like usually the Board of Health has like the schedule for the trash pickup for the year or something like that. And if we just had someone with a, with a pamphlets there to, hand out to the, homeowners of Abington, that'd be, something, a tool for them to have, just to know that, what they can dump and build and, anytime they cut down a tree, they'll know to, notify us, so it's not after the fact, so.
Yeah.
Kind of like a did you know type.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's kind of what we designed it for in the first place, so I think, that, I'm not sure if we've done, if we're gonna do a mass mailing but if we had it just to give out where, we have a turnout of residents that are coming there anyways, to actually give that and hand it to them right in their hand, they have it. I think it'd be a good resource for them to have.
Can we do that for the actual election? Like people go to Beaverbrook?
I mean, I can
Are we
check
allowed
with
to do
the
that?
town clerk to make sure it's okay. I mean, it's not pushing a candidate or
Right, yeah,
campaigning for
yeah.
anything, so I don't.
It's want, we're not
think it
forcing
would
it,
be an
yeah.
issue.
Yeah, it's if somebody wants, it's kind of like the trash collection, you
Yeah.
know, like it'll give you the schedule for that and the different things you can recycle and you can't recycle. There's like a little, you know, little handout that they used to give out, like during, you know, during the elections at the, you had a little table full of, like the Board of Health had stuff for, you know, different, you know, just so people know what to throw out and what they can't throw out and the schedule and stuff like that. And just for people to have would probably be helpful, maybe. I mean, if it saves one person come to a meeting, it's probably be helpful for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, even, I would just, even to dovetail off that, even if we were able to say like, put the mass mapper address there and say, check your property.
Yeah.
Because I bet you people, you know, just out of curiosity, will go
Sure.
and check it. Because it is true, I mean, people, they have no idea.
Right.
They don't know their.
I think that's in our brochure, that it says that, doesn't it list the mass
I think it
mapper
has
mapper?
it.
Yeah, it does have something in there along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has like their website and
Justin-
stuff like that.
put it in there, yeah.
I think they've changed it a little bit in that I used to be able to type massmapper.gov. And now when I do it, it's like, but then when I type
Where is
just mass mapper and hit enter, it has it mass.gis. Blah, 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 type of thing.
Yep.
So I don't know
Yep.
if that is correct anyway, but somebody could probably just Google it because the brochure would say mass mapper on it already. And then the other thought was Oktoberfest. Because I remember a couple of years ago I went and Nicole was, she was chair of open space and she was there and they had a table and she had things that she was handing out. So I thought that would probably be a good opportunity for us to maybe have a booth there and people could bring you beer and you can just chill, you know.
Or anything Abington Celebrates usually has a bunch of programs. It's like Oktoberfest and stuff
Yeah.
like that. If we got with them or something like that.
Founder's Day?
Do they have things like that at Founder's Day?
I don't know, that's just a question I have, I don't know.
I don't know either.
We could always follow Abington Celebrates and look at their schedule and see if anything, you know, we could, you know, just set up a table and a tent or something like that
Yeah.
and just have the pamphlets.
Yeah.
So,
an event like that, it might be nice if you got a computer, you can pull up mass mapper of people's
yeah,
addresses.
you can have
and
just a
stuff.
thing right there, an iPad or something like that. What's your property? Pull it up.
Oh.
Good idea, that's a
Good
really
idea.
good idea.
Town meeting and election might not be able to pull that off, but,
Nah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
an event, it might be a nice
No,
thing.
but,
You'll get a
I
few
mean-
people kind of curious.
At any other town event, that would be really good, just have an iPad,
Yeah.
pull it up, or have them enter it, say, here's your address, this is what you have.
Yeah, because I was even thinking like that car dealership, I think he honestly, genuinely had no idea what he was doing was wrong. You know?
A lot of people don't, especially
Yeah.
first-time home buyers, you know, they're like, oh, let's do some improvements to my yard, let's cut down a tree, and it's like, oh, I didn't know there was like a wetland or a stream, even if
Yeah,
it's
now you
right
got
up, you
something
know?
to pitch.
Yeah, and then like, next thing you know, you're in front of the board here, and it's like, you know, if we have any,
Yeah.
if it saves
We
just
have
one
a couple-
person at a time, you know, it'd be definitely worth it,
Ounce of prevention.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jean?
I'm saying we had a couple of those type of incidences occur last year, and it's very hard to explain that when somebody buys a house and they had no idea. And it's unfortunate, so to be proactive is, I think that's wonderful.
One question is who's gonna pay for the pamphlets?
I mean,
I
that
We
could-
photocopied them, didn't
Right,
we?
so we get.
Didn't we
our
have like
own
the
money.
Vote Tech, or Alex had?
Oh, that's a
few other
good, yeah, I bet the
contacts?
VOTEC would
The
do it.
Vote Tech might be able to do it, or he had something about, if there's a prison program or something like that, that has.
That was to put it
Sheriff's
in-
Department, yeah.
In the property tax thing, this,
We could,
but-
yeah, maybe reach out to see something like that.
Yeah,
We
for
do
the,
have
for the,
our own-
the couple hundred for stuff like this. like,
Yeah.
We could probably do it here,
You
right?
could pull that out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're
Perfect.
But if it was like a
supposed to have
town,
our
not
own
mailing,
little
yeah.
fund.
Yeah, if we were doing more of like a mass mailing type thing.
Right,
That wouldn't be able to
I think
print
we
it,
can
but
handle that
Your town
in-house.
meeting's usually under 200 people. Not everyone's
Right.
taking a flyer from you.
Right.
Right.
So, can print a couple hundred off or something
Yeah,
like
good
that.
idea.
So I guess the next thing would be a volunteer for town meetings, May 4th. Someone wants to go,
Everyone's going, right?
you'll still be able to attend town
Oh, wow.
meeting. A lot of people get pretty empty once the meeting starts, so it's just kind of hanging out front until it starts.
Yeah, and then going in.
Really, I don't think anyone shows up till about 6:30, and then it gets pretty busy for have that half-hour rush.
Yeah.
When's the election? That's the,
Saturday shortly thereafter.
I say the week after, right? A week or two.
And then there's the election before that, select board election too.
When is that, late April?
Yeah. So we have 3 opportunities potentially. 4 opportunities if you include Oktoberfest. But if we can't put anything up for the actual elections, then
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
I know,
Leanne will be able to answer that with a quick email or a text.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stop in and ask her tomorrow.
Especially where we're a town board, I can't imagine that would be an issue.
As long as we're not interfering with,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
It's not-
endorsing any
Right,
candidates.
if we had to stick up one of the selectmen on
Yeah.
it, then yeah, now it's gonna be a little different. but-
Unless somebody comes out.
Don't vote for
talks
X,
about-
Y, and Z, they'll cut your trees down.
They have a debate and they talk about how much they hate conservation and wetlands, and then we'd have maybe an issue.
So we get April 25th for the first election, and then May 16th for the second one.
I don't necessarily think we have to be there to like hand out.
We could actually just leave it on the table as well. Like, I don't think there was nobody from the Board of Health actually at the table shaking hands
Just
and
had
kissing
the-
babies or anything like
They
that.
have the flyers
Just
there.
something to grab.
Yeah, and then just go, somebody can maybe go in and make sure it's still stocked.
So like at an Oktoberfest where you have the whole town there, I mean, that's when someone could volunteer and if they had any questions, we could be there to answer
Yeah.
their questions.
I'll be at town meeting anyways. I'm happy to put them out. I'll be there as an usher usually anyways.
Yeah, I'll probably be there too, so.
All right, so we're volunteering, you two.
Yep, see, that's why I gotta learn to keep my mouth shut. No, I should be there.
Yeah. And then if, we'll find out about the elections and we'll figure out what we want to do about those. Oktoberfest, we could all take shifts.
Where's, I feel like a bad Abingtonian here. Where is Oktoberfest? It's obviously in October, but
Yeah,
Frollo.
usually in front of the Frollo.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
pretty
a
fun.
terrible resident. I like
They
to think
come-
I like to think I know all the comings and goings in this fine town,
They've
but I
got like
guess I don't.
bouncy houses on the field.
You can even split it
Bounty
up. Somebody
houses
could go to the
and
beer garden, somebody could go by the
They
field,
beer.
and somebody go front.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Band.
Wow.
My son was in the Cub Scouts, they had a Cub Scout fundraiser thing with cotton candy and popcorn.
I've never been there.
And
Or maybe I wasn't.
they had some
Realize that.
battle, what was it? People dressed up in those.
Oh, the balloons, like the inflatable races,
inflatables. They
yeah.
had an inflatable race.
We're acting like we're putting bets
They
on them.
shot
Like,
Ryan.
Bouncy houses,
Like, we got the
inflatable
unicorns.
races,
The
and I missed it?
announcer.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's right up my
you
alley.
need to go. You should go,
Alright.
it's fun.
I bring my little nephews.
It's actually pretty good.
So whoever's at the table, there's lots of food. You
Cool.
know, spend an hour.
All kinds of vendors and.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. I usually end up having to spend money. My son's like, can I have that candy bar? What about these brownies? Yeah, and the town choir usually does their fundraiser there. Bunch of fundraising going on, so. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay,
Good
Cool.
opportunity.
that's start. I don't think we need to vote on
No.
that.
Nope.
Okay,
No.
and then building permit, site visit,
We get
Correspondence.
correspondence.
Oh,
So I think I emailed this out to all you guys, just came in. National Grid, or well, Boston Gas Company, doing some work on Central Street.
thank you.
Sent in a letter saying it's exempt work, so wanted to run it by you guys. They left it open if there was any questions, concerns from the commission. So, figure if there is and get back to them either way, if they're good to go or if we want something from them.
What work are they doing?
Replacing a section of the gas main within the paved roadway. So their letter called for the exemption 10.022A2, which is that first one I highlighted.
Yeah.
That's just right from the 310 CMR regulations. Then I highlighted another one too that is more for buffer zones, but kind of relates to the same project.
My question was, it's kind of weird because we've had all these NOIs coming in for, we're gonna do this repair, we're gonna do this repair, we're replacing this pole.
For the polls, yeah.
And
I was gonna
then
say the
now
same
it's
thing.
like, oh, we're exempt. And so that, because,
Is this different? No, it's,
yeah, that what
Like
is
gas.
different?
So one significant thing
versus-
with this is it being within the paved roadway, which does come up a couple times in the regulations, you know, how that's considered a different project.
Yeah,
Separately, I mean, a couple of these National Grid ones probably could have said that they were exempt. I know a couple have brought it up even as part of their submission. I think, honestly, Grid Electric, where they're usually not in the roadway itself, the pavement, I should say, they're usually in the right of way. I think is probably just decided as a whole, they're better off going to commissions and getting NOIs. Whereas Grid Gas, I'm guessing, where they're generally within the pavement,
Yeah.
have decided they're better off saying we're exempt. And that's probably just the general, how the fights go town to town for them, and, you know, probably works out for gas, it doesn't for electric, so they're taking
that
different
would make
courses.
sense, yeah.
when they put that in, did they say anything about sediment or erosion control?
Just their standard procedures, which were in there. It looks like a very standard detail.
I have a comment on there. I have a comment on that though, because I did look through this and print this off, and on there, the bales that they're suggesting to use are weed-free, but I think they should specify that they probably should be straw. And also, when you stake in a bale of hay, and I double-checked this through my MACC classes and with EPA and DPW, that the hardwood stakes that they use per the bales should not be 1 inch by 1 inch. They should be 2 inch by 2 inch by 3 foot. Again, I'm just looking at the stats. And
But they're saying they're exempt.
best management practice said 2 inch by 2 inch stakes. Because, I mean, you're talking about a bale of hay. I baled straw. Have you ever lifted one of those? They can get heavy at times, so.
Can we
One of
ask,
the observations I made. But yet further down, they said they would use 2 inch by 2 inch by 36, so it should be consistent
Oh.
across the board. That was my comment.
can we ask them for clarification on that? Or
If it's one or two.
just say, hey, we noticed this and this, can you clarify which one you're gonna do?
Yeah,
And given Jean's comment about best management practices.
yeah.
I mean, they indicate in the wattles that they're gonna be straw wattles, that's all. So,
Yeah, I don't think these are specific to what's going to happen on site so much as the guidance they give on the best practice, which is what the regulation
Yeah.
calls for, is to follow
well, it
that.
was just the inconsistency between one page, looking at one picture, it said 1 by 1, then the other one say 2 by 2, 2 inch by 2 inch, and I'm like, well, what is it? So, that's all. Thank you.
And at the end of the day, if they're exempt, if they're doing something, something's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I was
Yeah.
going, that's where I was going with that. Wow, they're exempt and I don't think.
Well, the exempt, I mean, it requires them to follow the best practical measures to avoid or minimize impacts.
Okay.
And the best practice is 2 by 2.
Yes, I would say so. I think they're in and out pretty quick with something like this, but
Yep.
still, if that pretty quick happens to be a day with a good storm, then it doesn't matter how
We've
quick
had a
you are.
couple of good storms.
Yeah, you never know. This is New England.
And I think it's fair, they give a courtesy thing, just like the mosquito control people. They sent us a thing and we were like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, like, we're gonna do it anyways, but here you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot
We
better
have
than-
no idea what you're doing.
Getting
Courtesy,
phone calls
yep,
when they
I
start
agree.
digging up, near the grove. Which I'm sure we'll probably get them,
We'll
at
get
least
'em
now
anyways, yeah.
we know that work's happening, everything like that.
Yeah.
I think the trench is supposed to be closed same day, she'll have to open. I think in that site, they'd probably want to close it at night anyways.
I think they're required to.
Yeah, by OSHA and safety, yeah, I mean, you have to. Any kind of trench work like that.
Okay. Any other comments that you want to make?
Are we ready to make comment?
I know what you're
Hold on,
doing.
hold on.
Oh, wait.
We got Glen
Oh,
Owens
wait.
order conditions,
Ah,
so.
that's right.
Nice
Okay.
try, though. Yeah, but,
What time is?
so just to be clear on National Grid, we're asking for those stakes to get changed 2 by 2. But aside from that, everyone's fine with the project and moving forward
Yep.
as described here, you mentioned. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
All right, let's go through, and we need to, really need to go through our order of conditions and get this squared away. All right,
Steve will leave copies, I'm guessing.
Yes, please.
I think I'm okay.
Back.
Give them back so they're always here.
Exactly. What is it you want to change on them, Lynn? Just that they're outdated?
Some of it's out, yeah, some of
Yeah.
it's like redundant.
Yeah.
Some of
I noticed
it's
that, too.
like,
That's why I was curious.
Will you have a
yeah,
Copy in hand?
there are things that you can think of like put no snow storage here before the spring. You know, like
Yeah.
if you're doing stuff and there's a snowstorm and okay, we're gonna put the snow storage sign, no snow here up in April.
Right.
And you've had 2 blizzards, that sort of thing, but just things like that. Or we had that one meeting with Mass Dot and she had all these great ideas for the Hancock Chestnut Rotary. You know, things like that, things that we've run into in the past year or two where we thought, oh man, we need to fix this. So that sort of thing. So I'd just like to have a meeting. It doesn't have to be like we get it all ironed out in one meeting, but just to get the process started. Okay. Everybody have, all right. A1, what's our limit of work?
It's pretty close. I kind of like the language I've been using of as shown on approved plans.
Okay. A2. A3. Final yeah.
They're raising
A4.
the grade A4.
Yeah. They're not dewatering, right?
I mean, they may have to.
Okay.
They're right next to wetland and they're, I assume, digging down to kind of that same depth, so.
Yeah,
It could
okay.
involve some.
And they're taking up that whole fixture.
They're getting into that catch basin
Yeah.
too, yeah. So there probably will be some.
All right. So A5, A6. And then B2. I guess B3 is not applicable since
Yeah.
it is DPW.
Fly.
B4. What are they? Are they having a berm? I imagine they are, right?
There's currently a berm.
So they're going to replace the berm?
The, if they disturb it, they'll have to.
Paved or-
Okay, then it's
The,
just,
I assume they'll be kind of the main area with the trench over that catch basin, so they'll have to replace what they destroyed.
yeah, okay. B5 then, B6. There's no flood storage. Are they doing any monitoring? I don't think they are.
Of the growth after the fact, you mean stormwater?
Looking at surface water and groundwater quality. I imagine they're going to do some testing anyway to make sure it's actually working. Whether we need to have that information, I don't know if we need it.
I don't think the size of the project,
No.
having a water quality monitoring program.
I would say D3 though. And then there's no E, there's no F. G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, more than how many feet? For G5. The debris fill excavated material. We usually say 100,
It's just usually 100, right?
yeah.
I believe they had it closer than that on the plan. So I don't know if you want to put as shown on the
Yeah.
plan.
Okay.
It's a great default.
Yeah. unless they don't show it on the plan.
Yeah, this had a couple different stockpile areas noted on the plan.
Okay, so as shown on plan. G6, G7, and we're in H. Did I make sure I didn't skip anything? Our filing. Okay, that's not. I don't think we have to worry about every successor for H2, H4, H5, H6. Let's see. H6A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So, whole thing. H7. H9. I1. I2. A, B,
It won't be moving any trees.
E. And then we have special conditions. Okay, nothing else. Is anything else we want to add for a special condition?
I think just monitoring what we
Monitoring.
wrote there. You guys want the standard?
Monitoring,
two
yeah.
growing seasons?
2 growing
I was gonna say
seasons.
that works.
Plans, spring and fall. And, are they gonna do anything? I mean, I'm just thinking of snow. Are we gonna prevent snow from going in there, or is that's just the way it goes and it's fine?
I mean, I think all it is taking water from the parking lot and putting it in there. So the snow melting into it's kind of
Same
almost
idea.
what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
I'd say let's,
But I'm just
kind of better
wondering if
than-
it's like plowed into it, we get like 7 feet plowed up against something, is that gonna affect it?
If that's over here, that's not
Mike,
really,
understanding.
It's not gonna do anything?
it's not gonna be conducive to plowing. They're just gonna scoop that whole corner and go out, I would think.
Okay.
I mean, that area, they could push to that area. It's just if that, I mean, I guess the only worry would be if it disturbs what's planted. The melting in there, I think, is great, actually. It's better than
let's say,
any other spot they push it. It kind of
Yeah.
melts directly in the wetland. At least this way it gets some treatment.
Yeah.
Blue Man's fertilizer.
So I think it's really going to be on them to not destroy what's
Their own,
planted.
their own thing, that's true.
That's what it's got the couple of years of monitoring to kind of
Yeah,
figure it out. That kiosk that they're putting in front of it will really kind of ruin it for, a plow driving in there.
yeah,
If they do, they'll be causing some damage. I think they'll probably go elsewhere.
okay. Can you guys think of any other conditions?
Nope.
One, that's it.
All right, Jean, anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I think that's it then. We're done.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, roll call. Jean,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Chris.
Aye.
All right, unanimous.